Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so I've been given a bit of a challenge by one of my my regular followers. I do a lot of root over rock, trees on top of rocks and stuff like that, and he's challenged me to do a rock over a tree. So that got me thinking, so I'm gonna have a go at it. I'm gonna try and make it so there's basically a tree coming out from underneath a rock and growing. So I've got this piece of polystyrene. So the first thing I'm thinking is, my idea is to have a tree coming out and growing out from underneath, basically like a cliff or a rock or whatever. So if you imagine, we're gonna need a bit of a top, which is basically gonna be the pot, but it'll be upside down. And then if we bring the rock kind of over this way a bit, and then here we bring the rock, we want to be bringing in a bit more there, and then we can bring it back out like that. This could actually maybe be a bit more straight, it doesn't have to be right at the back. And then we can plant our tree basically coming out here and coming around here. So that's my plan, so we'll see how we go. So the first thing I can do is roughly cut this out, and then we'll start carving it a bit, and then we'll see how we get on. So I've just got this also here. Get rid of that bit. Now we got to think about where we're going to come here. Then we'll come in a bit further and then mark. Something like that. Now we'll come in a bit more on this back side as well. Okay, so that's our basic structure we've got. So now what we want to do, I'm going to clear all this out now. Keep on top of all this mess because it's going to get pretty messy. So now I'll use this small knife and we'll just kind of carve it out a bit. What we are going to need is a pot, basically, an upside down pot up here, so that the water can get in and feed that tree and stuff. I'm supposed to, I don't know if you can lock this knife or not. Keep trying to fold on it. Take the chunks out of it. Hack away at it. Right, I hope you can't hear too good. You can see what I'm doing basically. I'm just put away chunks and pieces of it. So we need to cut this out. This needs so I'll keep trying to fold on it. So we're gonna get something else and we'll cut this out. Okay, so as you can see, I've been hacking at it for a while. I've got a kind of bit of a dish carved out now. Here, I didn't want to do it while I was recording because knife, maybe you can lock it with a screw or something, but I don't want to do it and then find I cut myself, and then we don't want that on camera. So okay, so we'll keep the bigger bits like this, put them in there. Even these smaller bits you can melt them with a blowtorch and they kind of look like little rocks and things. I might actually keep some of them because this is going to be my pot basically. The tree's going to come out from under here, but I don't want it to look like an empty pot. So I might kind of build up some rocks and things, but make so that all the water comes off the rocks into this. So maybe something like not pyramidal like this, but we can maybe cut some bits and stick them and make a bit of a thing so the water still gets into this pot, and but it doesn't look like it's basically a kind of just moss on the top. Okay, so we'll do a bit of clean up. As you can see, I've done a bit of a mess here, so I'll clean all this up. Okay, so I have it roughly carved out, as you can see. It's just kind of a rough idea what we're going to do. At the moment the top's a little bit kind of straight, but that's okay. We'll try and melt it a bit, and when I build it up afterwards it will kind of take away from that. The same with the sides, it's kind of as you can see, but again, not too worried about it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my blowtorch. I'll just do a little bit of this in here, and then I'll take it outside and do it, because I'll just do a bit to show you, because obviously the fumes. So what I'm going to do now is go in, and you can see how it melts, and you can literally sculpt it using this. This stuff doesn't actually give off too much fumes. They use this for building houses, so there's very little fumes that come off it. It doesn't burn, doesn't catch fire like other foam does, but it kind of, you know, when you melt it like that, it kind of makes a bit of a hard crust. It gives a tiny bit of fumes, but not like ordinary polystyrene. This place would be so small, it'd be full of black smoke by now. But what I will do is I'll take it out and I'll just finish it outside anyway, just for the sake of it, and then we'll bring it in and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so there you have it. Now it's all melted. It's kind of gone all kind of hard plasticky on the outside. I burnt a hole through it because it was quite thin here, so I burned a hole through. So that's where my tree is going to be planted from. It's going to come out from here, and then it's going to come out and around under here like this. So it's basically going to be like a rock on top of a tree, rather than a tree on top of a rock. So yeah, so that's basically the first part of it. So we will, next job is going to be cement it all, so we'll leave that to part 2, and we'll come back and we'll do a cementing and we'll cover it all in cement. So keep watching for part 2 of this. We'll see how we get on. As always though, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.